It's just an opportunity to educate the world on the benefits of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. So when we started the BMC, we thought this is a new technology. The world doesn't really understand it. And someone needs to speak up, collect a few facts, and explain to the world just how efficient Bitcoin mining is and why it's good for the world, why it's good for the environment. So I see each one of these opportunities is just another point where the world stops and they get educated on Bitcoin. So I welcome the constructive engagement. I think the most important thing to be said is that Bitcoin mining is the cleanest, most efficient, most valuable use of energy in the world. Full stop. When people stop and they think about how we use energy, either any kind of energy, whether it's sustainable energy or fossil fuel energy, you realize you need it in medicine and retail and hotels, and you need it in planes and trains and automobiles and banking, and you need it in schools, and it's used in defense. It's used in everything of any consequence in the civilization. And in every place the energy flows, it's dirtier than Bitcoin mining. When it flows into Bitcoin mining, as Darren said, it just flows into a data center, and what you're getting is security for hundreds of billions of dollars of assets. In essence, you're just buying security for the network and integrity such that you can create a digital asset that is censorship-proof, nation-state attack-resistant, corporate attack-resistant. And another way to say that is you've created tangible digital property that you could expect to exist with integrity over the course of hundreds of years. So that's the part that's just not understood, and everything that follows in the letter is, of course, just wrong, right? Right? The use of energy for transactions, the potential to generate any kind of waste, all of these things are just silly assertions, because if you understand that Bitcoin mining is used to create digital property that you can move at the speed of light on a computer in cyberspace, right? Once you understand that, then everything else kind of falls into place. And if you're an environmentalist, then of course every other thing in the universe is worse for the environment than to create a block of digital energy. Everything, right? So curtailing the creation of digital energy or digital property via Bitcoin mining is pretty much attacking the cleanest, most efficient, most valuable use of energy in the world. I think that a number of politicians have their own opinions on this, and they'll speak for themselves in short order. With their own communications. So I would expect that something will actually be delivered to the EPA from Congress or the Senate. Well, I think a lot of people are still struggling to understand what Bitcoin mining is, and the concept of digital property or digital money or digital energy is such a paradigm shift that a lot of people have a hard time getting their hands around it. I think that the critical idea to understand, of course, is that we have a way to use energy and technology to create digital property, and that's proof of work mining. And then once you understand that, then everything else follows. The letter's based on the premise, the lack of understanding what digital property is. And if you don't understand that you need to use energy and semiconductor technology to create digital property, then everything else doesn't follow. I think that we've seen a lot of this FUD regurgitated over and over again. Comments like, it takes a lot of energy to process a transaction. They're just misperceptions, right? Because Bitcoin doesn't use energy to process transactions. It uses energy to secure the network and to create digital property. But I've said, if you don't spend 10 hours, you probably don't even understand what it is. And if you haven't spent 100 hours, you don't decently appreciate it. So most of the people in positions of power are being forced to have an opinion, but they don't have the time to study the underlying technology. And so they don't always pick up on the technical nuances, the ethical nuances, and the legal nuances that cause the Bitcoin community to embrace